Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments, a place where every small second between Jimin and Jungkook carries a meaning deeper than a simple clip. There's something inevitable in the silence of this waiting. Each day feels a little longer, each rumor sounds a little more significant. Amid the comments, uploads, and scattered clips across social media, one question continues to echo in fans' minds. Are you sure too really coming? Why is it taking so long? Is it because of the scandal? Or is this project being saved for something more special? No one truly knows, and maybe that's where the charm lies. This wait has become more than waiting. It has turned into a ritual, a pull between hope and longing. A slow-growing mystery among fans who have learned to read every sign, no matter how small. But the simple truth is, no one knows. Not even the accounts that usually have access to leaks. What exists are only theories, analyses of patterns, guesses from fragments of information, or instincts born from feelings that can't quite be explained. And perhaps that's part of its magic, a mystery allowed to live and breathe within the silence. Many believe that this year will be the time. There's a certain logic behind that thought. If we look at BTS's schedule, we know that early next year will be filled with major projects. So, the end of this year feels like the last window for something quieter, a small yet precious project meant to be savored without distraction. Because Are You Sure is not just a travel project. It's a portrait of intimacy, something softer than a documentary, more honest than a variety show. In every frame, there are two people not trying to perform, just being themselves. Maybe that's why the company seems so careful. Are You Sure isn't just bonus content. It's a work that carries deep emotional weight. Every detail, from timing, location, to how it's presented, must be protected so its essence remains pure. The wait feels long, but maybe it's because they're making sure everything is perfect. Not just technically, editing, strategy, or visuals, but emotionally, preserving feelings, preserving the story, preserving the sense that this bond remains real amid all the spotlight. Behind every rumor lies something more personal, curiosity mixed with longing. What will we see this time? Will they be closer? More honest? More tender? Those questions aren't born out of mere curiosity, but from affection. We've already seen glimpses of their most human sides in the first season, those small, almost accidental moments that turned out to be the most meaningful. And perhaps, that's where the magic of Are You Sure truly lies. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic confessions. It's about the little things. Laughter that bursts out for no reason, silences that feel comfortable, or gazes that linger a second longer than they should. The first season gave us hints. We saw how, every time Jimin and Jungkook seemed too comfortable with each other, the screen would suddenly cut. Clip after clip, subtle but noticeable. Something was deliberately hidden, not out of deceit, but because some moments are simply too private for the world to see. We saw Jungkook resting his head on Jimin's lap. A short scene, yet filled with meaning. The way Jimin looked at him, calm, tender, unable to completely hide that softness. Or that moment on the bed, sharing space as if time had stopped between them. The camera cut quickly, but long enough for us to feel something deeper than friendship. There were also times when the camera seemed to disappear. In the car, in their room, in quiet corners where only their breathing could be heard. Jungkook holding the camera himself, deciding when to record, when to stop. In that pause, something unrecorded existed, and it was the most honest of all. Maybe they just wanted to protect their own space. Maybe some moments were too delicate to be shared. Like that scene in the sauna. The camera went off, and when it came back, they were different. Damp, calm, silent. Nothing needed to be said. Just by looking we knew, there were seconds that belonged only to them. And maybe that will happen again in season 2. Because Jimin and Jungkook are not the type to force moments. They don't need a script to look close, or a scene to show affection. Their connection speaks in another language, through glances, through silence, through little things others might overlook. They know the world is watching. Every movement will be interpreted, every touch magnified. So they've learned to balance giving and hiding, sharing and protecting. Because some relationships don't need to be explained to be understood. Are You Sure has always felt like their private space. Not a group show, not a formal project, but something soft and intimate, made as if only for the two of them. Two people walking under a foreign sky, talking through their eyes more than words, finding comfort in silence amid a noisy world. Maybe that's why this show is so anticipated. Because it gives us that rare chance to see two souls who truly understand each other. No stage, no performance, no pretense. Not idol and fan, not performer and audience. Just two people finding a safe space in each other's presence. And even if the new season comes with cuts, edits, and half-shown moments, there's no need for disappointment. Because sometimes, beauty exists in what's left unsaid, in imperfections. Some things are more beautiful when they remain blurred, like a fleeting smile, laughter that breaks before words, or hands that almost touch but don't. In those tiny spaces, their bond speaks the loudest. The rumored locations for the second season are said to be calmer, wide landscapes, soft air, settings that invite long conversations without interruptions. Places where time seems to slow down, and the world feels small enough for only two. No one knows exactly what they'll show this time. But one thing is certain, Are You Sure has never been about hype. It's about honesty, the way two people look at each other and, without saying a word, seem to whisper, "I'm here." And maybe that's more than enough. Because even when the cameras stop rolling, and the world waits again in silence, we know something real remains. In quiet laughter, lingering glances, and feelings that don't need words to be understood. In the end, Are You Sure isn't about sensation or spectacle. It's about the honesty between two hearts that recognize each other without speaking. About laughter that bursts suddenly, gazes that linger, or silences that feel warm. And maybe that's why we're all still waiting. Because behind every rumor, every theory, and every long pause, there's something real. Something that can't be explained, only felt. So, until they truly return to the screen, stay here with us, at Jikook Moments. We'll keep tracing every little sign, every clip, every quiet hint they might leave behind. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of their updates. Because in the world of Jikook, even silence speaks volumes.